Welcome to the Coffee with Cheryl podcast, the podcast for women over 50 who want to live their best life right now. Imagine having the courage to reinvent your life financially, professionally, personally, and spiritually. Join Cheryl and guests as they share practical tips and resources to inspire you to achieve the lifestyle of your dreams. So grab your favorite mug. It's time for Coffee with Cheryl.
Welcome to the Coffee with Cheryl podcast, a podcast for women over 50 who want to live their best life right now. I am your host, Cheryl Garrison. I am a publisher, an author, a coach. I am passionate about everything that has to do with women over 50. I have been the founder and CEO of 50 Something Lifestyle, a resource for women over 50 who want to live their best life right now. And I am the founder of Becoming 50 Something Publications, which is a publishing wing of our company that helps women over 50 tell their stories in book form. I am so happy that you joined me today. I am going to just talk today about being 50 something and then share with you a project that I've been working on for many, many years. And I am so excited that it is about to become a reality. But first, as many of our podcasts, I'd like to share with you a couple quotes. The first one says, "One day your life will flash before your eyes. Make sure it is worth watching." Think about it. Your life flashes before your eyes. Make sure it's worth watching. And you are the only one who can ensure that that movie is worthy of an Oscar. And the second quote is something that I just wrote that the other day when I was thinking about what it means for me to live my best life. Living my best life is about waking up every morning and doing what I love, loving the people around me, people in my life, my family, my husband, my kids, my grandkids, my brothers and my sisters. It's helping those who are in need, and it's putting God first in my life. To me, that is living my best life right now. And I do strive every day to do something on that list that makes me feel as if I am living that best life. And I hope you are too. I wanted to talk to you about a couple things today. For those of you who don't know, I am recovering from a total knee replacement surgery. The surgery happened October 23rd, and it's been an ordeal. It is something to uh, wake up and not be able to walk and have to learn to walk and use your knee all over again. And in the process of doing that, to also continue to do what I talked about before, the things that I love, because I run a business and I do sort of honor my obligations to my clients. And so while recovering from my knee replacement surgery, I have finished a book that I'll tell you about, my first fiction novel, Legacy. I am working on completing publishing a project that I'm working with collaboration with Janine Bolin, which is the 99 Author Project, and you'll be hearing about that in the coming weeks. It's a book on how to be profitable as an author, and it is an amazing book. She interviews, I believe, 60 authors, successful authors who tell budding, upcoming authors how to be successful, how to run your book business as a true business, becoming what we call an authorpreneur. I've also signed up 3 different new publishing clients and have a fourth one in the wing. So I've been busy while sitting in my recliner, leg up, doing physical therapy, trying to get the movement back and my range of motion and get back to getting on my feet. I've also accepted an invitation to be honored and be a speaker at an event in January. And you will also hear more about that as it gets closer. So, like I said, living my best life is waking up every day and doing what I love. And I love doing what I do. I love publishing books. I love working with women over 50. I love being with my family, all those things. So think about the things that you love and how much you put into it, because what you put in is what comes out. So I hope you are living your best life right now, because we're not promised tomorrow. And if there's something that you've been wanting to do, something you keep saying, I'll get to it, I'll get to it, I'll get to it, do it now. Do it right now. Live that best life today. Don't put it on hold. Believe me, it is not worth it. And it's not worth doing a lot of stuff that you don't love doing. So if that's the situation, if you're in a situation where you are every day waking up, going to a job you don't love, or doing things that just really don't bring you joy, and you don't feel like your purpose and your meaning for being on this earth is being met, take a step back, create what I call a lifestyle, a reinvention plan, where you reinvent that life that you wanted to live. I wrote a book. My first book is actually Reinvent Yourself. If you're looking for some steps on how to start that process, go on Amazon. Look up my book, Reinvent Yourself by Cheryl Garrison, and get that book and start doing the things that allow you to live that best life right now. So I told you I wanted to share a project that I worked on probably 10 years or more. I started this project. I was doing research. I love researching history. And one of the periods, of course, that really resonates with me is the period of time when our people were enslaved, and the people who were enslaved, and the strength and the tenacity that they had to endure such a horrible time and a horrible existence and come out of it as we're now doctors, we're lawyers, we're teachers, we're judges, we're presidents. To come from that background, I want to know who these people are. Who did we come from? So I did a lot of research, and I've written a lot of books, started a lot of fiction books about that historical time in our life. And I started a book probably 10, 12 years ago. And it was a book about an enslaved Black woman who finds herself in a situation where many women find themselves, and that's being eh, having no control over her body and what happens to her body. And she takes it into her own hands. I won't get into the stories. I don't want to spoil it for you. But those things that happen to us in our past and to our families, if you've ever done your ancestry, if you've ever looked into where you came from, who you came from, that is what I call a legacy. I researched my family and I know part of my legacy. I'm not done yet. But when you know your legacy, it can make a difference in what you become in your life. So the book is about a modern day family that has a warped view of what their legacy is, and that's because their ancestors decided to change the narrative. But when they find the truth, they find that this truth is the thing that has held them into some of the things that are going on in their lives, things they don't understand why they're doing some of the things that they're doing. Once they learn the truth about who they truly are and the strength of where they came from, they can overcome some of the things that they're going through in today's time. So, legacy is about how our legacy has a big impact on who we are today. It's my first fiction novel. It will be coming out in January, and I am so excited to share that with you. Now, it's been a journey. Like I said, I started writing the book, I put it away, and I'd pick it up and I'd put it away. I'd write a little and I put it away. And a lot of that had to do with confidence. Now, I've written 7 nonfiction books and published them. That part, I'm very confident. I got a degree in journalism. I worked for uh, 30 years as a writer. So I know about writing. That was not the issue. It was the confidence in telling this story in a way that would resonate with people, in a way that would change people, in a way that would make people think about who they were and where they came from. So I put it away and kept putting away. And then I decided that it was time. It was time for legacy to be completed. And so I picked up my manuscript. That was over probably 8 years since I had picked it up. And I just started writing. And I looked at each part of it and I pulled the story together. And I used a software called Living Writer. It's if you're writing anything right now, if you're in the process of writing a book, look up that software because Living Writer will help you categorize and put your book in a form that you can see the whole book and move things around and make it make sense. So if you're in the process of doing that, that's a helpful tool for you. But I wanted to just really talk about what made me decide to finish that book and the journey that it took to do it. First of all, um, the impending surgery, my knee surgery, and this is coming right off of another surgery, and this is coming off of a another illness that I had, and it was just one thing after another, and as we get older, that's what happens, and we realize that we're not here forever, and we know that time is fleeting. And I kept thinking, do this book now. Don't do what it was Pastor Monroe says some of the greatest minds, some of the most original thoughts are lost in the graveyard. So I decided I wasn't going to let legacy be left here without being completed by me. Not that I'm going anywhere, but I knew that it was important to do it. It was time for me to do it. And it was also that time in my career that I had published all these books for all these wonderful women, and they were telling fictional stories. They were telling heartfelt stories about being a caregiver, about their life with their spouse, and just things that had happened to them about living in domestic violence. All these things they were telling, and I knew it was time for me to not get out of my nonfiction hat and do something that was totally creative. And I decided that it was time to do legacy. So I do hope that if you haven't signed up to be put on the waiting list so you can get updates on legacy, that you will go to my website, 50 something lifestyle, and click on the book publishing and new releases. And that will give you, I'll put the link in the comments as well, so you can get on the waiting list. And with that, we are going to be starting the pre-order because we're launching in January. And that's I'll announce the big launch event when we get all the details of that and as we get closer to the release. But prior to, if you want to get a book, a signed book by me via mail, you can pre-order the book now. And as soon as we release, the book will be shipped to you. We will be announcing that in the coming days. So look on social media, look on my website, 50 something lifestyle. I check your email because if you're on my email list, you will be receiving that information. And like I said, if you're not, go to the website, 50 something lifestyle, book publishing, and get on the waiting list for Legacy so that you can be aware of when we start pre-order, and you'll be able to save money on the pre-order, get a pre-signed book, and also a special bookmark that goes along with the book when you pre-order. So I hope you will do that. I hope you will share in this journey that I am taking on legacy and how all of us, we come from somewhere, and where we come from affects who we are today. And if you don't believe it, just look through your ancestry, ancestry.com. I've done my part of my family tree, and I've gone back to um, great grandparents and found things about them that just are fascinating, and it lets me know who I am. So if you haven't done your ancestry, if you don't know your legacy, this is a good time to start that process. And also, I hope you will get my book, Legacy, a novel, and that you will also share in this family's revelations of their own legacy and how it heals, how it makes them see themselves for who they are, and how we don't know what our past will bring us, but we also know that whatever happened, it made us stronger because we are here. So I hope you will go to my website, get on the waiting list, be open to getting and pre-ordering the book. And then as we get closer, I will be having a launch event here in Phoenix. And if you are local, I'd love for you to join me. And if you are close and you want to come and hang out, that's also something that I'll look forward to. But I wanted to share that journey with you and let you know if you are in the process of writing your book, writing your story, even your personal story. Doesn't have to be fiction. It could be a book that helps you if you're a coach, that helps you let your clients become better people. Then I encourage you to complete that novel or that book, and that if you need help in publishing, connect with me. I will help you. And those ladies who work with me, they'll tell you that I am passionate about what I do. And my goal is to make sure that your book is received in a positive light in your own communities. So I hope you're having a great Monday. And I do solicit your prayers as I continue to regain my strength, regain my walking without assistance, and to be able to really get back to that full, vibrant life that I have lived. And to also know that if you are also going through some stuff, there's nothing wrong with continuing to do some things that push you forward as you are recovering. Obviously, nothing that's going to harm you, but I believe that things you love, nothing can keep you from doing it. So find your love if you haven't, reinvent your life if you haven't, write your story if you haven't. And I hope to see you on the next podcast when we will be talking to some more women over 50 who are doing some great things out there, who are making a difference every day. Thank you. Have a good day.